So my name is Rabia. So my pronoun is she and her. I'm a Hunter College student, and I'm going to be the panel moderator for today's event. And today we're going to be talking about the Collegiate's program and leveling up. So we will be learning how you can take advantage of the student programs from our amazing panelists who are here with us today. So if you can introduce yourselves, mention your pronouns, and what you guys do.
Yeah, for sure. So, hi guys, my name is Kat Tompkins. I'm the program manager for esports and education at MSI, and she, her for my end.
Hi guys, I'm Carolyn. I am from the Corsair student program. Also she, her pronouns.
Yes, awesome. So let's just get started. So the first question I have for you guys is, what are your programs about and what do they do for students?
Mine's pretty short. So pretty much the MSI student program is a program for collegiate and eventually K through 12 programs looking to connect with MSI about hardware, marketing support, and also support towards professional development and curriculum from the MSI side of things.
Yep, very similar. The Corsair student program is mostly aimed at collegiate right now, but maybe we'll expand in the future to high schoolers and lower. We work on providing a lot of event support and support for collegiate, like tournaments and things like that, with our products, and we try to instill a love for Corsair with all the students that we interact with.
Thank you for telling us what your programs are all about. But let's talk more about the student involvement. So what can students do to get more involved with your programs, and why is it important for students to get involved, that you think, in your opinion?
So on our end, we have a student Discord available that I'll link at the end, as well as our website that we just launched with UConnect, that allows students and administrators to view everything up to date with MSI Student. I think it's important because it allows at least us on the MSI side to be able to communicate with student leaders and administrators and figure out how we can help on a long-term basis. Like, our goal is to establish a long-term relationship with schools and with students in general. So we're more than happy to help, whether that's through marketing materials, so helping through event support, or having one of our employees discuss career and professional development advice with students, whether that's someone from our accounting or someone from our business development side of things. So again, the goal is just really to make sure that we're able to assist with whatever the student programs need, and the needs of the students as well.
Mm-hmm.
For our program, we also have a Discord. That's where our main events happen. We have game nights and a lot of professional development nights as well, workshops, those kinds of things, to help students with their professional development and networking. The game nights are a really fun way for people to get involved and just talk to people from other schools. And in addition, we also have our student section on the Corsair website, just corsair.com/student. And that's where you can find the application for like event support and other programs that we offer for students, like the Student Ambassador Program and our internships. So we offer lots of opportunities for people to get involved and to improve themselves and get ready to come into the esports industry.
Hi, Nicholas. I see you joined us today. So I just had Kat and Caroline introduce themselves and talk about their programs for the students. If you want, you can talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. So hi, everyone. So I'm Nick. I am a current community moderator for the TSM University program. Recently got started up this week. TSMU got started up on Monday. We kicked off on Monday, and we've kind of just had a flurry of events. It's been a great ride so far, yeah.
Awesome.
What else was I supposed to talk about?
Oh, we were talking about what can students do to get involved with the program, why is it important for them to get involved, And we also talked about what the programs are, what they're part of, and talk a little bit about it. So that's really all I missed.
Okay.
All right. So the next question I had for you guys was, how do these programs help you work towards a career in esports or game development?
You guys can go first. Mine might be a little long.
Yeah, so like I said, we provide a lot of opportunities to get involved, like our internships, ambassadorships, those kinds of things, and those really help you understand how working in the esports industry actually works. Our internships are full-time programs in the summer that go for 12 weeks. So you get an experience that you wouldn't normally get in school because you get to come to the office. Well, if it wasn't COVID, you'd get to come to the office and work full-time in the office with our staff like a normal employee, and learn and see how everything works in the office, in the corporate life. So that's a really great opportunity for college students who are trying to get their start in esports. And you don't need any experience to do these internships either. Experience is nice, it's a plus, but these are mostly opportunities for learning and growth.
And then for TSMU, so what we kind of offer is we offer kind of the same things as what kind of Corsair does, but a little bit more different. So for us, it's specifically about kind of esports, everything sort of esports centric. We include a lot of, right now we actually have 2 opportunities right now for students to join our moderation team, but also to sort of apply for collegiate coordinator positions. These collegiate coordinators are expected to not just help us grow the Discord community that we're a part of, but also to help us shape the program through the sort of feedback loop that we have with our community as of right now. We're looking at potentially doing some more things in the future, but right now this is what's solid and this is what we have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So on our end, I think our best example is the MSI student broadcast program that we currently have with Space Productions. So it came about because in my calls with different student programs, I noticed that there are a lot of programs like University of Missouri and UCLA that were looking to provide more opportunities for students that wanted to get into broadcasts and live production within esports, like those types of careers. So on the MSI side, we already had like a great relationship with Space Productions since PAX East last year. And, we sat down and talked about how we could provide these opportunities for students that want to dip their toes into, that world of broadcasts and live event production. And, from there, we created the MSI broadcast program. And, these students that were selected, they're being mentored and they're being paid to learn what they love to do. So, they're being paid to learn different aspects of broadcasting, whether it's event production, observing, producing, tournament adminning. And, the goal for this program is in the future, on the MSI side, we'd love to continue having opportunities like these, whether it's this or having our own MSI cohort internship, and, with the hope that these students will continue growing into the industry and getting jobs on their own.
Mm-hmm. And I know Caroline mentioned a little bit about like the importance of getting involved, and that if you don't get involved, it doesn't automatically disqualify you. So I wanted to add on to that a little bit. So the question that came to mind was like, will being involved in these programs guarantee you a career in the esports or the game development, or is that just like a little point on top, like a cherry on top?
I would say that it's an added bonus. Like if you show that you've done internships and ambassadorships and been involved in leadership positions during your time in school, it's a really, really good look to have when you're applying to jobs. Like if they see those kinds of experiences on your resume, they're going to be much more likely to continue reading it, first of all, and then also to reach out for an interview after that. I would say that the more experiences you have when you're actually applying for full-time jobs, the better. So show that you can push through internships and create good things from those, like show your projects that you did during them if you're allowed to, and show that you can complete really, really cool projects and that they actually did something during your internship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nick, Kat, do you have anything else that you would like to add
Yeah,
to that?
I completely agree with Carolyn. And we literally just had this happen with the folks from the MSI student broadcast cohort. One person just got hired at Turtle Beach and she spoke earlier. And another person got hired into Mainline as a tournament administrator. And we're actually starting to see, because of their involvement and because of these internships that they're having, they're able to land on their feet in different places in the industry, and it's very impressive.
I think that honestly, if you get involved with programs like MSI Student, Corsair Student, or even TSMU, even G4 Student, right? Like, yes, definitely, there is the possibility of potentially going and converting, but more often than not, it's actually about showing grit and about just showing that you want to be a part of the space, right? You want to be able to show that you have that you want to be here as part of the ecosystem, as part of the community. And I think that's how you sort of not guarantee that you get a job, but it helps you to stack the deck in your favor, right? If you get involved with MSI Student, with TSMU, with Corsair Student, with all these programs, with all of these organizations, right? Then it goes to show that you yourself see value in the community and that you want to give to it, or that you want to become part of it. That's how you earn your way, I guess, potentially into a career in either, game development or esports or some mixture of the two through being involved with these programs.
Yeah. You guys made really interesting points. Also, by the way, to the audience, if you guys have any questions or you want to get to know more about our panelists, feel free to click on the Q&A tab and type in there. It'll help filter out the questions from the chat because it'll be easier for me to look at. So now let's talk about the next question. So for the student leaders, how do these programs help student organizations?
I think at least on the MSI student program side of things, it definitely allows the student leaders the ability to, we have, they have that open door to a hardware company, which was something really difficult back when I was a student leader around 2014 or 2015. It wasn't the same in terms of, being able to work with brands on such a open door policy, being able to have these opportunities, from these brands. And at least on the MSI student side, the goal is to maintain that open door policy. So, whether it's myself or a couple of employees on the MSI student side, we want to have that door open for any questions regarding how to build your program, or what's the hardware industry like, or how often do you work with esports and gaming, or what are these other applicable careers that we can go into that's not just marketing and community roles, but also like human resources or accounting, finance, etc.
Yeah, a lot of the same things goes for me. We try to use our Discord as a direct line of communication to some of our staff members so that people can contact us if they need to ask about event support or ask about how to start an esports club at their school. I didn't start mine when I was in university, but I picked up where the last president left off. He was the one who founded it, and then I kind of grew it from there. But I have a lot of experience in starting up organizations and working on live events and those kinds of things. So I always try to share my knowledge with all of the students that are involved with our program, and also try to provide hardware support, like Kat said. With all of our products, and we send products to a lot of different collegiate events all over the world. So we are definitely open to hearing about all of your lovely events.
And then maybe unlike Kat and Carolyn, and their programs about providing hardware support or just providing direct support to students right now, TSMU actually will provide, at least through our collegiate coordinator opportunities, the chance for student leaders to help shape the program. Right now, we actually have weekly town hall events that allow for students, whether you're a student leader or not, to step up to the plate and give critique and feedback to what we're doing at TSMU. And then what we as community moderators do will be taking a look at all that feedback. We'll be taking a look at everything that students have given to us. And we're going to shape the program around that feedback, in addition to looking at what it is that we can provide to the collegiate scene here in North America, or not even just North America, but just to whoever it is that we reach out to with our program. We're going to try and help to provide them the best opportunities to try and get involved with the esports space, or to try and get involved with a welcoming and self-sustaining community like the one that we're trying to build at TSMU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And are there any relatively new additions or features to your program students can now take advantage of, where you can, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so right now we just launched the MSI student website with UConnect. So students and administrators are able to view our resources on the current swag campaign that we're running right now for the spring, and how to join our Discord, how to get in contact with us, and also any news regarding the broadcast program, which I don't want people to not take advantage of, for at least for fall. So I'll drop the link later.
Yeah, definitely. Please do that. And
yeah, over at Corsair Student, we are slowly building up a resource hub. We have a bunch of VODs from our recent panels and workshops that we've done. So we're starting to gather those up. Some of them are available already in our FAQ section, like our frequently asked questions tab in our Discord, but we are slowly gathering some more VODs from previous events. And so hopefully those will be a great resource and kind of a resource hub for all these students, and we're slowly adding more resources to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really nice to hear. And what about you, Nick?
Could you repeat the question, actually? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no problem. The question was, are there any relatively new additions or features to your program students can now take advantage of?
So for us, we literally started this week. So, it's been a fun time. I think that the way that students can sort of take advantage of just how new it is just by making themselves feel felt. So for example, so we had a couple notable community members, or we had one specific notable community member. He went from literally just being part of the community to being put on the mod team, was asked by our program manager, literally just to do it. We have mod applications out right now, but he really was handpicked at that point. I think that a new resource, at least in regards to TSMU, that students can take advantage of is just our welcoming community. We have these very impromptu get-togethers in voice chat, and quote unquote, people have been talking about me giving talks and calling it extra credit or something, whatever you want to call it. I think that these are wonderful resources just to have that sort of community and to really have that sort of impact on the community. Just being part of that community helps to shape the community in and of itself. That's how I think that's something that students can take advantage of right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely true. And I know that we mentioned a lot about Discord. It's actually really amazing how Discord can actually bring a lot to the table, especially for those that are developers and programmers and all that. So now we are open to have the audience send some questions and any thoughts or anything that you would like to share with us. If you do have some, you can just send it to the Q&A tab, and I'll be happy to share those questions with our panelists today. So I know that we talk mainly about the program, so I thought it would be a little bit fun for the audience to get to know you guys. Like, you want to talk about where you actually started out in college studying as, and does that relate to what you're currently doing or anything like that?
Sure. So on my end, I went to Cal State Long Beach for my undergrad. I was originally trying to be a journalism reporter, and
Oh, wow.
one of the articles that I was assigned to report on was for the largest gaming event on our campus back in 2013 or 2014. And I always like tell this story because I never forget it, but that like just reporting on it and being able to talk to those organizers about the community and how they were able to bring all these people together to come play games and everything like that ended up leading to me being president of the esports club, and then also changing my path to more of like a public relations marketing focus. And then after college, I got hired into iBuyPower, which is a custom gaming PC company. And from there, just continued my career in like PR and marketing since then. I've always tried to stay relatively within like public relations and marketing, and currently getting my master's for marketing too. And it's just something that I really enjoy. I love being able to talk with people, communicate with people, and also definitely like communicate on behalf of the company, and anything that can really help others. That's always what I wanted to stick to. So
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. What about you, Caroline?
Yeah, so I went to SDSU. In high school, I started playing League of Legends, and so when I went to college, I wanted to find some other friends to play with because I wanted to meet new people and find some people to scream with in the same room about why they aren't ganking my lane and things like that. But so I found the esports club at my school, and I got involved really, really fast, became friends with the board members, and became president my sophomore year. So that was very interesting. So I was in it for quite a few years at SDSU. And then I stepped down my senior year to kind of, I was tired by that point, honestly. But I wanted to also make sure that the new trainee was ready to go and could ask me any questions. So I was still around while they were there. And throughout my time as president, I really realized that esports isn't just a hobby, and gaming isn't just a hobby. It's something that you can actually turn into a career. And the more I realized that, the longer I stayed in the industry, it's just like, I was like, wait, I can just turn my hobby into a career. That's a thing. So with being involved there, it was a really, really fun experience, learning how to run events and how to manage people. I had a board of like 15 people, so it was a lot of different people to talk to, but it was a great learning experience for me. And then I ended up taking internships in the gaming industry, and that led to me knowing a lot of people. And through Collegiate, I also like met Kat and Nick and all the kinds of other people, and Dom, who is supposed to be here tonight. I also met him while I was in Collegiate. He was over at UCR back then, and so it was a really fun time, and I realized that I could just turn my passion into a career. And so I ended up applying to all kinds of gaming jobs when I graduated from college. I didn't apply to any normal companies. I literally only applied to stuff that was in the gaming industry. So that's kind of my little journey. It was a really fun experience.
Yeah, that's actually really awesome. Nick, yeah.
I mean, okay, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't feel qualified to answer this question because Kat and Carolyn are both getting paid. I'm not. And unlike these two, yes, Kat's still getting her master's, but I'm still getting my bachelor's. So bear with me. No, but so my esports, I guess, journey was actually an accident. What ended up happening was I was the associate editor for one of the local papers here. What ended up happening was I ended up getting flown out to San Francisco for a conference that lasted 3 days. It was a collegiate journalism conference. And at that conference, I did not sleep, I did not eat, but on that Friday that the conference happened, I ended up meeting not one, but 3 amazing San Francisco collegiate programs, clubs. Shout out to them. And that kind of started my journey onto esports, or onto all of this good stuff. It was through those 3 clubs, through those 3 programs, I ended up getting involved with the space. It's how I met Carolyn. It's and it eventually ended up to me leading up to meeting Dom, Eugenia, Kat, Kevin, all these wonderful people that are in the space. And for me, I didn't have a club. I didn't have a club that I started out with. I actually tried to get involved twice with my local community here, and they kind of threw me out the door. But what I instead did was I doubled down on everything else that I was doing outside of that. I ran 2 400 plus attendee tournaments, or participant tournaments, and then I ended up interning for Invent Global, and then after that, I'm now interning for Leyline and doing this for TSMU. It really was a complete accident, me falling into this, and I think that's the beauty of it. You don't plan on this, or at the very least, I didn't plan on this, and anyone can do it, honestly.
Thank you so much. Actually, we just got a question. It's from an anonymous, and the question was, what are the more creative and funky roles that people have engineered their collegiate experiences towards?
Oh, the thing I can think of is literally like being at least one of the, being on that team that kind of engineered like what a collegiate community manager would look like, or like a collegiate esports community manager would look like. I don't think myself or Rudy, who is my vice president at Cal State Long Beach, we both got hired into iBuyPower after college, and I don't think any of us thought of what, the world of collegiate esports would look like, now 5 years later. I don't think any of us thought of, the fact that, there would be brands willing to want to work with students, from collegiate and K through 12, like actually brands reaching out, and, teams as well reaching out to actually wanting to work with students. And I think that it's just impressive seeing how far it's come. And I do think it's very creative that, whatever you did for, whatever we did, at least for our club back in those days, we were able to apply after college into an entirely different new role and an entirely different field. So.
You're on mute, I think.
Sorry. No. So funny story. So at the IGEC last year, the Invent Global Esports Conference 2020, I ended up attending it, and I met at that conference, the same kind of guy like me, Collegiate. Definitely, he claimed that he's been a CEO ever since he was 7-10, since we started streaming at that young age. But anyways, so he ended up trying to found what was essentially Twitter plus TikTok plus Instagram, but it was for esports. He ended up creating and developing an app for that. I thought it was the neatest and coolest thing. Kind of just goes to show that whatever your passion, whatever your sort of vision is, for collegiate, or let alone for esports gaming, you could definitely do it. There's a space for it. As long as you have a passion for that sort of thing, it doesn't really matter what sort of funky or creative roles you're imagining in your head. And that was by and far the most unique take that I've seen in the space so far, and I imagine I'll find a lot more like that as I continue this particular journey. So
yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, okay. I think some of the roles that a lot of people don't think about in the esports space are like the legal side. Like you can be legal in gaming. You can be mental health expert. You can be a nutritionist. You can go work for like an esports team and cook for them. Those are all the types of like jobs that people don't really think about that exist in the gaming industry. Like there's lots of other sides besides the marketing, the engineering, the hardware development, like product managers, those kinds of things. Those are like usually the jobs that people think of when of like the gaming industry, either that or being a pro gamer, but there's lots of other facets of the gaming industry that you can go into. And I know someone who's like and she wants to work on in-game cinematics and things like that. So that's a very, very unique pathway that not a lot of people think about. So there's even if you have for something that's not exactly regular, you can definitely gear it towards gaming if you want to get into the gaming industry.
Yeah, that's actually very true. I think it's you guys all made really good points that collegiate esports game development, it's not just curated just to one particular people. It's actually open to doors for everyone, whether you have like bajillions of internships or none at all. But if you're really passionate about it, you can get to it. So I think you guys all really explored that and shared that with us very clearly. And yeah, so let's see if we're having any more questions. Yeah. So do you guys want to share anything else with the audience that you feel like will be good? Or if there's anything you feel like that was left unsaid that you want to share, you're free to do so.
I mean, if I may, so, I mean, yeah, no, if anyone else has questions, please speak up. But so I ended up missing the first question because I came in a little late, but no, like legitimately TSMU, just having started up and relate, just this week, really aiming to build community. And I think that if anything, I think that's what all of our programs have in common. We're trying to build a healthier, more constructive community around whatever it means to be in esports or be in game design, be in the industry that you want to be in. Ultimately leading up into just pursuing your dreams and pursuing your passions that are in either esports, game design, game development, just anything that it is. There is a place for you. I think that if students or even just my peers want to, take away one thing, it's that if you have an interest and you want to go into this space, there is an opportunity for you. And if you can't find the opportunity for you, you should make that opportunity for yourself. Seems hard. And I think that is the trick here. It is hard to make your own opportunities. But if all of us here right now are anything to go by, you can do it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really true point there. Thank you guys so much for today. I feel like everyone here learned a lot. I just saw that in the chat that you guys dropped the links, all the Discord, and if you guys want to, you can drop your LinkedIn for others to connect with you. And I'm sure that if the audience have any questions, they'll reach out to you in a DMs. And I'm really glad you guys made the time to join with us. And I'm also hoping that Dominic is here with us in spirit, because I'm sure he would have loved to be here.
Actually, I was about to say, can we do a quick shout out for Dom? Dom ended up having something to take care of at the last minute. I ended up filling in for both, not only him, but so my manager wanted to be here, but she couldn't because she had a time constraint.
Yeah.
But, so seriously, guys, check out G4 Student. They're also a wonderful program. Dom's a great friend. Carolyn and Kat can attest to that. Dude's awesome. Thanks. Rabia, this has been great.
Yeah, thank you guys.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.